So a few guys have been doing videos. I've seen Fluff did one and Ben Eller did one. 5 guitars in their collection that they just absolutely love or they can't live without or whatever. Or the 5 best guitars in their collection. And that's cool, but I want to do something different. I want to do 5 guitars I want to get before I die. Unless I die tomorrow, that kind of suck. But anyways, so we're going to start off. They're not really in any particular order, but we'll go with number 5. Because I guess numbers are easy, and I can make timestamps easier. Number 5, Fender American Professional Stratocaster in Sienna Sunburst with an HSS configuration and a maple neck. Why? I don't know. I seen Devin Townsend play one in a video. He still had the skullet, so it was old. I forget what album it was on, but he used one during Deadhead for this in-studio performance, and I just thought it was a cool-ass guitar. It had a lot of vibe to it. I didn't realize it was actually Sienna Sunburst. I thought it was a Cherry Burst. But like I said, ever since that video, it's just a guitar I want. There's something about it. Not generally a burst guy on Strats, but the overall look of it, it just kind of... It's kind of deceitful because it looks like... It's like might be like a country guitar, but to me, I just there's a vibe to it, and I associate it with the song Deadhead, and it's kind of just like between the aesthetics, and I would use it for my stuff that's kind of in that same sort of vibe. It's a weird thing that happens in my brain where I pair certain guitars up with certain types of tones and sounds and musical styles, and I want one. It looks cool. Maple neck, maple board, gotta have that. And I would totally, you'll know if I get one because I'll do a Riffs I Love Deadhead intro. Guitar number 4, the 84 Explorer, or the Hetfield Explorer. I don't care if it's a Gibson, an Epiphone, or even by some chance, I almost bought an Edwards, but once I factored in the import costs, it just wasn't viable. But Edwards, ESP, I know you can't get them here anymore, but just that classic Hetfield Explorer with no pickguard, the control layout with the switch down on the bottom and volume and the tone knob, or even like I said, the Gibson with the I don't know, I think they have 2 volumes and a tone, or maybe it's a master volume and 2 tone knobs. I'm not 100% sure, but kind of like the one he used in the Puppets era and Justice. I mean, Hetfield's been a huge influence on me. He's the reason I started playing guitar. I just love the look of it, and it's a bucket list thing that sooner or later, I'm sure I'll get one. It's most likely going to be an Epiphone, but if they keep trying to sell them used on Reverb for the prices they are, I might just say the hell with it and pull the trigger on the Edwards and just pay the import costs. Kick myself because I saw one on Reverb for a really good price. It was the white 84 Epiphone Explorer. I wish the headstock matched, but I can live with the black headstock. And for some reason, my dumbass didn't buy it, and I looked an hour later, and it was already sold. So, I missed my chance for a little bit. Now it's like everybody's throwing them on Reverb, used for $1,000 or more, and they're always damaged. Like, get the fuck over yourself. I'm not gonna buy a broke-ass guitar for $1,000. Guitar number 3, Gary Holt Signature Series ESP LTD Eclipse. The black one with the red trim. Not because I can play like Gary, because I definitely can't, but I really love the look of that guitar. I wish they'd expand his lineup a little bit, because right now they have, I think it's like a $6,000 ESP custom shop, like molten paint job or something. I mean, it's a cool looking guitar. But then they got the white one with the red trim, or the red binding, and the black one with the red binding. Black one with the red binding and the red Gary Holt EMG pickups looks sick. The white one looks cool, but there's just something about the black one. But I really, really wish they would put out... This actually might make me get rid of the gold top I have now. If they put out the gold top with the red binding, That would be so sick. But I don't know if that's just like a custom shop thing for Gary and they'll never add it to the lineup or not, but that guitar is, I'm sure it's not for everybody, the gold top with the red binding, but man, does it look cool. In the meantime, though, if they don't ever do anything to add to the guitars under his name, I would be perfectly happy with the black one and the red binding. And again, like the 84 Explorer, I almost bought one, and then I waited and I waited, and then by the time I was like, you know what, now I'll buy it, it was gone. So I waited too long because I'm an idiot sometimes, but yeah, that Gary Holt guitar someday. Guitar number 2, a single cut guitar. Doesn't matter if it's a ESP Eclipse or a Epiphone Les Paul or whoever makes any kind of single cut guitar. In lemon burst or like, I can't tell which one I like more. Either like a lemon burst or like a satin or like a honey burst, but something along those lines that kind of like that evoke that like Slash Appetite for Destruction era, greeny. I know technically greeny was a regular burst and the red faded, but you know what I mean. Or even the Joe Bonamassa, the Lazarus guitar, that kind of look to it, which I really had high hopes for that Epiphone Joe Bonamassa guitar, but yeah, they all got bought right away, and now they're the only ones that are for sale are over $1,000 on Reverb, and I'm not paying that for that guitar. By that point, I might as well just buy the unburst Gibson Les Paul. But at some point, that's what I want. This also kind of falls in with wanting to complete my collection of the 94 to 99, I think is when they stopped doing them, Epiphone Les Paul standard translucent guitars. The colors I still need are Amber Burst, which is basically a lemon burst, the blue, and the cherry. It's just a cherry red. It's not a burst. I'm not super crazy on that one, but I definitely would turn down the amber one. So yes, some kind of lemon honey burst single cut guitar. ESP makes a really nice full thickness Eclipse that comes with, or it's an LTD. It comes with it's an EC1000 with Fishman pickups. Looks pretty cool. Much like the other guitars I've mentioned so far, I almost bought one because it was a stupid good price, and I didn't, because I want pickups with the nickel covers or chrome covers. I don't want open coil pickups in it. I have very specific looks in mind for guitars. That's usually 90% of the motivation for me buying a guitar, is because it looks a certain way. And that's purely aesthetics for that one. I don't give a shit how it plays. I just want that yellowish, honeyish, single cut guitar. I can't explain it. Now, before we get into the number 1, let's do some honorable mentions, because this seemed a lot easier when I planned it out in my head than it actually was. But anyways, honorable mentions. A Schecter Koa E1. Just because it's the closest thing I'm going to get to like a natural Explorer without the pickguard on the front or anything like that. The Koa Explorers, they look cool. I just wish you could get them without the pickguard and all that stuff. But so the Schecter is probably my best bet. Or actually even the Apocalypse with the exposed ash body instead of the red, or I've seen one with purple, but the purple one's pretty cool. So another Schecter E1, let's just say, is an honorable mention. The Kirk Hammett Purple Sparkle signature guitar. I wouldn't mind at some point getting the Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray. Maroon Mist seems to be the color I like. A lot of the other colors are just kind of meh for me. The ones that are really cool are just way too expensive because they're usually Ball family reserve guitars. And a Flying V, like a Gibson Flying V, white Flying V, Hetfield style. Or even like the 58 with the input jack down at the bottom horn would be cool. but you know, I almost put that in the 5, but it I'm not a huge V guy, so it would definitely be a purchase based on just how it looks. And the last honorable mention, the Dime Slime looking Solar. Probably the V would be the one that I would go with, just because it looks so sick. And for number 1, like I said, technically these aren't like in a particular order, but and actually I'm kind of cheating with this one because this is 2 guitars. Charvel Pro Mod San Dimas, one in black, one in white, and I would be perfectly fine with the stock options. However, I would switch the necks because the white one, it's technically it's Snow White, comes with a maple board, and the black one comes with an ebony board, and I would like to swap those necks so that I have the white guitar with the ebony board and the black guitar with the maple board, just because I already have a black guitar that's all blacked out, and I already have a white one that's pretty much all whited out. It doesn't have a maple board, or an ebony board. It doesn't have a maple board. But it's just a purely aesthetic thing. I mean, I'd play them, obviously, but seeing the Jim Root Signature Series tees kind of has me leaning that way. So I guess rather than buy the 2 and then swap them, I could just probably wait till the Jim Root model comes out. We'll see. I don't know if he's releasing a black and a white one, or if it's just a black one. But yeah, I mean, in the meantime, I might just pull the trigger and do the old switcheroo, or even stratosphere it if the bodies happen to show up. But I haven't seen them in those colors, and the necks are hard to get because they don't stay up there for very long. But yeah, that's 5, technically I guess 6 guitars that I would like to get before I die. I guess it's probably not a good descriptor, but those are 5 guitars that are on my radar that I'd really like to get more than anything. And then, like I said, there were some honorable mentions, but you know, and I love guitars, dude. It's, you know, better than spending money on drugs. Now I am afforded the opportunity, between the knowledge I've accumulated over the last few years and having a good job, I can buy some of these stupid guitars that I've wanted for years that I could never afford before. And I'm making a conscious effort to play more than I used to, because I mean, I've been playing for 14 years, and I mean, no, I've been playing since I was 14, so I've been playing for 24 years, and I'm not as good as I should be because I had long gaps where I didn't play and things like that. But I've really fallen back in love with the hobby, and I have an addictive personality, so gear acquisition syndrome has hit me hard the last 2 years, and I'm probably going to get murdered one of these days if I keep buying guitars. But until then, I'm going to have fun buying them and playing them. So, what guitars are on your radar? What are some guitars that you would like to get? Something you're saving up for, something you just, like I said, you got to have before you leave this mortal coil. Let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, if you could rate and subscribe. Helps me out, helps you out, because then you get more videos recommended to you in this kind of vein from other content creators, not just me, so it helps everybody out. And why wouldn't you want to help everybody out? But anyways, like I said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.